Being a teacher is great. It's giving you the chance to hear the greatest excuses ever. Last year, one of the students are coming again late to the lesson, and I asked him, "What's the issue? Why are you coming so late?" And he said, "Mister, it's because of the signs on the road. You didn't saw?" "What signs? What do you mean?" It says, "School ahead. Go slow." We are here because we believe great things can be achieved through small steps. We are looking at that inner push that make us to make these steps. I call this intrinsic motivation. But actually, what is intrinsic motivation, and how do you feel this intrinsic motivation? And more, how we can stimulate this intrinsic motivation? Today I'm going to share with you some personal stories and some example of how this intrinsic motivation it's looking in real life. I want to start first with a story. It's a story about a boy, a blonde boy, 5 years old, who really likes to be in the kindergarten. He really likes to play with his friends, to do activities. He has like a normal program. He's coming in the morning, he's taking the snack, he's doing activities, going through the lunch, and then he's going to have to go to sleep. And this is the biggest challenge for him, and he is doing something unusual at this time period. Just imagine, you are in a dormitory. The curtain is going down. There is sounds lower and lower as the kids are settling in. They're going in the beds. Our boy is listening. He has the eyes closed and he's listening around. When the things are quiet, he's actually waiting for the caretakers to move to the other room, for they deserve tea and coffee. He can actually feel the smell of the coffee. When the caretakers move to the other room, he slowly opens the eyes, is taking out of the blanket, and then he's searching. He's searching for his friends. And one by one, he's taking them from their beds. He's taking them from the dream world, bringing them to the game world. Can you imagine the joy, the happiness of this act, the joy of being together and do activities together? It's amazing. And this is the thing that I feel it's intrinsic motivation, this element of joy, this element of engagement happening. If you go to Desi and Ryan, they are defining intrinsic motivation as the motivation that's coming out of interest and enjoyment. But for this, you need 3 magical ingredients. And the first ingredient is autonomy. And that's the need for you to take your own decision. And this is our boy. This is what we're doing. He didn't want to sleep. He wanted just to continue the activities that we were starting earlier. The second magical ingredient is competency, and that's coming up, playing something to improve the skill, to do something further from what they're doing earlier. And the third one, which is one of the most critical one, it's relatedness, and that's the need to connect to other people, to do the things together, which is actually great because he didn't get out just to play by himself. He's taking the other three friends first, and then other people are actually coming up within the room. As you can imagine, back in the dormitory, they're making more and more noise. More kids are actually coming up to the play, and the caretakers hear this one, and they are coming in the room, and then game over. They have to go to sleep. The caretakers now taking turns. There is no point for them to, because there is no way for them to continue the play. We find the same boy 5 years later. In the primary school, at the end of the year, it's the moment everyone is expecting, are moving to the summer, and at the end of the year, you receive a book. And in this book, there is a text coming out from the educator. An educator was an amazing educator, a very supportive one. But the text that was in that book will change the life of the boy forever. I'm going to open the book for you. I'm going to read with you this one. It says, "Dear Gabriel," because that was the name of the boy. I'm really glad that you're enjoying my lessons, but there is no point for you to be the clown of the class. Can you imagine the feelings of the boy reading this text together with his mother? There are some teachers that are considering that a student that wants to entertain others during the learning process, the kid actually have a problem. I rather think that the issue here, it's the kid has a need which is unmet. But which one of this one? Which need is not met? It's about autonomy, it's about the competency, or it's about the relatedness. What do you think? I truly believe that it's mainly related to the need to connection and that to the need for the boy to be with other people, to do things together. Coming back to the clown, I want to share with you my favorite joke in terms of the clowns. Do you know what is the difference between a clown and a teacher? Do you know? The clown is charges after each performance. For almost 10 years, I was trying to find a way to increase the motivation of my students. And I was looking mainly to these elements. And I was trying to find the best way for things to happen for them. And we organized a tea session, or it's a brainstorming with the year 13 students, and we asked them 3 questions. One related to themselves, one related to the teachers, and the other one related to the parents. And the first question says, how you as a student, can you increase your well-being? And there was no surprise there. They knew what they're supposed to do in order to increase their well-being. And that's mainly 8 to 10 hours of sleep, which is barely happening for most of our students. Second, do exercises consistently. And the last one, maybe could be a surprise for you, meaningful relationships. Moving from the students to the teachers, the expectation was related to more feedback, less pressure, and be more flexible in terms of the deadlines, which emphasize the need of the students to be able to increase their time management skills. Moving from the teachers to the parents, they asked from the parents to listen, what Andrea was saying earlier, to listen to what they have, put less pressure, and do not consider you know everything. And the highlight coming up on this one was, don't make everything related to school, every discussion, which show us that students need more. They cannot be confined by numbers, grades. They cannot be confined by words, comments, diplomas, or rewards. People are more than numbers. People are more than words. Students are people. I find myself this summer, after 2 days spent in the tent and after a harsh half day in the mountains, I had to go in an online training session, an agile learning session. And I was very desperate to finish the activities. It was a team activity. Also, the lunch was actually prepared. You can actually feel the smell of the food coming out from the other side. And we're working as a team, and instead of addressing the team, I'm turning to the trainer, and I asked him how we can finish this activity faster. And he looked at me through the camera and said, ask 3 before me. I was puzzled at the beginning and a little bit frustrated. What does it mean? But as the discussion continued, I realized that I have to go with the team first and then to move to the trainer. And this is a great strategy because give the chance for the team itself to self-organize in order to achieve these objectives. The trainer that was in front of me, the trainer that was in front of the camera was Willie Winans, who is an educational disruptor because he was able to bring Scrum and Agile learning in the educational process and be able to implement this worldwide. And this framework gives the chance for the students to be able to organize themselves, to self-organize, and also be able to collaboratively achieve the success criteria that are established for them. And these examples that you're able to see next are related to his contribution. But first, we're going to start in our classroom. This is a lesson. We're starting up from one word, and that word will be grosse, coming out from German. And from that word, the students, they were building up and they were finding up the elements of the income statement as their main success criteria was established to establish the level of tax that they need to pay to authorities. What is the magic about these things happening here is that not only the teams that are working together to find things, but also the teams are working together because they have different numbers in order to accomplish. Moving from the class, we are moving to a workshop that I had in this March in Mainz. It's a Gymnasium Mombach in Mainz, very close to Frankfurt. And it's looking like an office, yeah? It's a temporary location for them. But what you want to see here, it's a loft where the students are coming up in the morning for the first 30 minutes and they are closing the day, last 30 minutes in the loft. They don't wear shoes. Yeah, they wear socks or flippers, and the same is happening also for the teachers. All the students, they have a coach, which they are meeting up during the week, but most importantly on each Friday, which is a short day. And in this moment, they are discussing about what they accomplished in the week, what is coming up next what is coming up next, and also what was the main challenges they encounter, what they can make their life easier within the process. You'll see here also the chance for them. There's a need for make things visual. As the students are organized, they start to do time management very early. Here we have the birthdays of the students. You'll be able to see by days and also by months. And this is the Willis framework, which is constructed on the Scrum process, which makes things much visual for the students. It doesn't say to you too much, but you will be able to identify the success criteria, to do, doing, and done, which you are very familiar with. They will be able to establish 4 levels of responsibilities, which is very crucial. Imagine you have the access, you have freedom here, you have responsibility here. As you have more responsibility, you are having more freedom within the process. There is no freedom without the responsibility within the process. This is not a private school. This is a public school which is moving with the curriculum in Germany. And also had the chance to meet other teachers coming up from Netherlands. And in Netherlands, there are 30 lookalike schools which are moving on the same direction. Also, they are public schools also. The teachers, amazing teachers, they say that they don't solve all the problems of the students, but they are actually creating a framework, a safe environment for them, given the chance to reach intrinsic motivation and have meaningful relationships. I was very keen to take this one outside of the school, outside of the curriculum, just to give the chance for the kids to be able to enjoy without the curriculum. And I want to bring this to my community, and mostly I wanted to unglue the students from the kids from the screens, screens and kids, yeah? And these are kind of activities we're starting. It's in my city, and we are starting always with a circle. We're ending up with a circle. And this was the main success criteria for this one, is to make a building at 1 meter, start using fragile objects. And it's a learning process. We are moving in stages. The second one I want to share with you is the classic agile process for airplanes. Everyone, they're supposed to do an operation. They are working as a team. It's a very fun way to do this one. If you don't trust me, we have a participant here. It's in the theater, and you can ask her about that. And in the first round, they'll be able to make 1 million because they're meeting the success criteria. And the second round, they're making 5.5 million just by having the chance to review the session. The process is quite easy. They are doing the planning. They are doing the things, and they are checking, and then they action based on the activities. This is starting to be a self-led, because I didn't plan this one. They plan for this one. They request for this one. We had the chance to invite an amazing art teacher to supervise, because the students, they are doing the things, they are working up together, and that's the main thing. As a teacher, we are stepping back and becoming facilitators. We give the chance for the students to self-organize. That's the main process for them. And there is ups and downs. And as a facilitator, you just make sure that all the 4 instances are in that process. And that's the creation. Last week, it's not my call, it was their call. They wanted to put this in a play. And can you imagine an 11-year girl making a script for the story they actually created? And you'll be able to see here the 9 cards they'll be able to choose at the beginning. This was like 1 week before. From the beginning, they created a story, and based on that story, she created a script. And everyone is making a contribution, which is not happening inside of the center. It's happening outside of the center. And that's supposed to be the main purpose of the learning, that not to stop within the school. Education doesn't start in the school and doesn't finish in the school. I cannot teach you about the future, because I don't know how it looks like. But what I feel is that step by step, together, we can create the context for intrinsic motivation and for meaningful relationships. And I truly feel that this is our future. Thank you.